Alligator mating usually occurs between April and May, when the water begins to warm and the wetlands come alive. The timing is critical. Warmer temperatures stimulate reproductive hormones in both males and females, preparing them for the complex behaviors that follow. Males are the showmen of the alligator world. They bellow deep, resonant roars that can be heard for miles. These bellows serve two purposes: attracting females. The louder and more rhythmic the bellow, the more attention it draws. Warning rival males, a signal that this territory is already claimed. Alongside the vocal performance, males engage in spectacular physical displays. They perform head slaps on the water, creating waves and splashes that ripple across the swamp. These displays showcase strength and size, critical traits that females look for in a mate. Females are selective. They carefully evaluate the male's bellows, size, and overall fitness. Only when a female is impressed does she allow the male to approach. Courtship involves synchronized swimming, gentle nudges, and even gentle biting, a form of tactile communication that solidifies pair bonding. Once a female is receptive, mating occurs in the water, providing stability and safety for both partners. The aquatic environment also allows them to perform intricate movements during copulation, minimizing the risk of injury. This mating ritual is not just dramatic, it is vital for the species' survival. Strong, healthy males pass on superior genes, and females choose mates who can provide the best chance for robust offspring. This selective process ensures that each generation is better adapted to survive the harsh realities of the swamp, from predators to fluctuating water levels. So every spring, as the sun warms the wetlands, the air fills with the deep bellows of male alligators. These calls, along with a dazzling display of power and precision, mark the beginning of a cycle that has sustained these ancient reptiles for millions of years. The mating season is more than reproduction. It is nature's dramatic dance of survival. After the intense mating season in the warm swamps of the southeastern United States, female alligators prepare for the next critical phase of reproduction, egg-laying. This stage is a careful and deliberate process, ensuring the survival of the next generation of one of nature's most ancient predators. Typically, females lay their eggs 30 to 65 days after mating, often in late spring or early summer, when the environment is most favorable. By this time, the water is warm, vegetation is lush, and the swamp is alive with life. Timing is crucial. Laying too early or too late could expose eggs to predation or unsuitable temperatures, reducing the chances of survival. Before laying, the female begins the meticulous task of building her nest. She gathers vegetation, mud, and soil, forming a large mound near the water's edge. This mound is more than just a pile of materials. It acts as a natural incubator. The decaying plant matter inside generates heat, keeping the eggs at a consistent temperature essential for proper development. The female carefully shapes the nest, ensuring it is stable, well-insulated, and protected from flooding. This construction demonstrates the incredible instinct and precision that has evolved over millions of years. When the nest is ready, the female lays her clutch of eggs, usually 20 to 50 per nest. Each egg is about 3 inches long, leathery, and white, resembling small, delicate capsules of life. She carefully positions each egg within the nest, making sure they are partially buried in the vegetation and soil to maintain warmth and moisture. The laying process is slow and deliberate, allowing her to monitor the nest structure and integrity. The female's vigilance during this stage is critical, as the eggs are vulnerable to predators and environmental changes. Once the eggs are laid, the female stays close, guarding her nest against potential threats. She may remain nearby for weeks, warding off raccoons, snakes, and other predators. Some females even cover the nest with additional vegetation to camouflage it, blending it seamlessly into the surrounding swamp. This combination of careful construction, precise placement, and protective behavior maximizes the likelihood that her eggs will survive the incubation period and eventually hatch into healthy, thriving young. From the timing of egg laying to the construction of a mound nest, the female alligator demonstrates an extraordinary blend of instinct, intelligence, and patience. Each clutch of eggs represents the future of the species, carefully nurtured and guarded in the heart of the swamp. It is a remarkable testament to the resilience and survival strategies of one of the planet's oldest reptiles. Once the clutch of eggs is carefully laid and the nest constructed, the next critical stage begins: incubation. For the alligator, this stage is a delicate balance of temperature, timing, and protection. Hidden within the mound of vegetation, mud, and soil, life begins to develop under the watchful eye of the mother. The temperature of the nest plays a vital role in determining the sex of the hatchlings, a phenomenon known as temperature-dependent sex determination. Nests kept at 86 to 89 degrees Fahrenheit will produce mostly females. Nests kept slightly warmer, 90 to 93 degrees Fahrenheit, produce mostly males. This subtle difference in temperature can decide the balance of the next generation, influencing the survival and dynamics of the alligator population. The warmth is naturally generated by the decaying vegetation inside the mound, acting as a natural incubator. Incubation lasts for about 65 days, although the exact duration depends on the temperature within the nest. During this time, the developing embryos rely entirely on the consistent warmth and moisture provided by the carefully constructed mound. Any sudden changes in temperature or environmental conditions can affect development, making the female's choice of nest location and construction critical for survival. The female remains vigilant throughout this period, guarding the nest against predators such as raccoons, snakes, and even opportunistic birds. She may stay nearby for weeks, using her presence to deter threats. Some females go a step further, camouflaging the nest with extra vegetation to blend it seamlessly into the swamp. This protective behavior ensures that the delicate eggs have the highest chance of survival, giving rise to strong, healthy hatchlings that will continue the species' lineage in the challenging swamp environment. From careful construction to constant vigilance, the incubation stage showcases the incredible instincts of the female alligator. Temperature, timing, and protection work together to nurture the next generation. Each egg, quietly maturing beneath layers of mud and vegetation, represents the continuation of a species that has survived millions of years, perfectly adapted to life in the swamp. After nearly 2 months of careful incubation, the final and most dramatic stage of the alligator reproductive cycle begins: hatching. Hidden beneath layers of mud and vegetation, the next generation of alligators prepares to emerge, marking the culmination of weeks of precise temperature control, vigilance, and maternal care. Hatching typically occurs after about 65 days, although the exact timing depends on the conditions within the nest. As the embryos reach full development, subtle changes occur inside the eggs. The hatchlings become more active, and faint chirping sounds may be heard from within the mound, signals that the young are ready to emerge and that the long incubation period is coming to an end. Each hatchling is equipped with a specialized structure known as an egg tooth, a small, sharp projection on the tip of its snout. Using this tool, the young alligator begins to pierce the leathery shell. The process is slow and physically demanding. Hatchlings may rest between attempts, gradually weakening the shell until it finally splits open. This careful, measured effort ensures that the hatchling is fully developed and strong enough to survive once it enters the outside world. Soon, small cracks spread across the eggshell, and the hatchling pushes its way free for the first time. The mother alligator plays a vital role during hatching. Drawn by the chirping calls of her young, she approaches the nest and begins to carefully remove vegetation and soil. With remarkable gentleness, she may help uncover the eggs, ensuring the hatchlings can escape safely. In some cases, the mother gently picks up hatchlings in her powerful jaws, an action that appears dangerous but is performed with extreme care. She carries them from the nest to the water, providing protection during this vulnerable journey. Once in the water, the hatchlings experience their first true test of survival. Measuring only 6 to 8 inches long, they instinctively swim toward shallow, sheltered areas. The mother remains nearby, guarding them against predators and guiding them to safer waters where food is abundant and threats are fewer. From the first crack in the shell to their initial swim in the swamp, the hatching process marks a powerful moment in the alligator life cycle. Through patience, protection, and instinctive care, the mother ensures that her young begin life with the best possible chance of survival. Each hatchling represents the continuation of a species that has endured for millions of years, ancient, resilient, and perfectly adapted to life in the swamp. After emerging from the nest and taking their first swim in the swamp, alligator hatchlings begin the most vulnerable stage of their lives. Measuring only 6 to 8 inches long, these tiny reptiles are a far cry from the formidable predators they will eventually become. Every movement, every decision is a critical step in survival. In these early weeks, safety is paramount. Hatchlings instinctively stay in shallow, sheltered waters, where reeds, grasses, and submerged vegetation provide cover from predators such as birds, snakes, and larger alligators. The shallow areas allow the tiny alligators to hide while remaining close to the protective presence of their mother, who continues to patrol nearby. Staying in these sheltered areas is not just instinct. It's a survival strategy honed over millions of years. Even a small movement or shadow can trigger an immediate response, and every hatchling learns quickly to stay close to the vegetation and shallow banks of the swamp. As the hatchlings grow and gain strength, they begin to feed on small aquatic animals, including insects, tadpoles, and tiny crustaceans. Their diet is carefully matched to their size and capabilities. Feeding requires coordination and focus. A hatchling must spot, approach, and capture its prey with precise timing. Even in these tiny forms, the instinctual hunting skills of alligators are evident. Each successful catch strengthens the young reptile and builds the skills it will rely on throughout life. During this stage, hatchlings are also learning to navigate the complex swamp ecosystem. They discover safe pathways, hiding spots, and the rhythms of the water, tides, currents, and seasonal changes. Observing their mother and following her guidance helps them avoid threats while gaining familiarity with their habitat. This period is critical. The skills learned in these first weeks, how to hide, swim, and hunt, form the foundation for their survival as they grow larger and eventually face more dangerous challenges. The early life of an alligator is a delicate dance of instinct, learning, and protection. From their tiny size at birth to their first hunts and explorations, every action is a step toward survival. These hatchlings, guided by instinct and maternal care, represent the enduring resilience of a species that has thrived in the swamp for millions of years, perfectly adapted to life in one of the planet's most challenging ecosystems.